A neighborhood consists of many people, which are our neighbors, and we live as a community there. So, what do you like about your community?
Uh, Actually, sir, I like the cordiality of my community because my neighbor are too much cordial to each another, and they often try to help someone what they have, and they also share they also share their communities to others, needy peoples, and they also make some charities for help other peoples. From there, they help the low poor people. So actually, I like these types of things for helping other helpless people, and my community also following this strictly.
How can you help your community?
Um, this is I try to help my community in different way, but when I get any chance, like if I give any information to them, or if I get any another advanced information for their health treatment, or any information which they need for their livelihood or others anything, I try to provide it to them, and I am also give some other support to my community. Like I'm staying abroad for my job or others. So in my current places, what I am learned or what advantage I am get, I willingly share with my neighborhood, within my community.
That's a great thinking that you have got. Let's talk about the people who are living in there. How many of your neighbors do you know? You're living there for a long time.
Yes, sir. Actually, the recent time I don't know too much many people because almost 12 years I am not staying there. I'm not living there. So when I was there, I see some child or children. They already passes their adult age, and also there have some adults. When I stay there, they were adults then, but now they are going to be old. So that's why I am not recognize some people in my neighborhood. But often I go there, I meet with them, and I try to again recommunicate with them, and then I get some information about them, how and what I call them in my childhood.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, after a long time, when we go back to the place we were living, we try to find some people who we were acquainted with. And that's the life actually. Due
Yes,
to the passage of time, everybody gets older. So, are there older people living in your area, like old people?
yes, sir. There have many old people are living in
There
area.
are many.
Yes, sir. There are many old people living in my area, and mainly old people are most respectable and venerable people for all others. And the old people are mainly doing their job for making a new system for my community or my neighborhood, and they play a vital role for doing any types of judgment, and mainly they play a vital role for judgment any incident which is occurs in our neighborhood, and this is the main job of the old people in my neighborhood.
Okay. So as you say that you have seen the children getting older and you have met the old people. So what do people in your community do for recreation? Like, are there any places?
Yes, sir. There are many systems to do recreation in my community, and the old people in my community they arrange some local games sometimes, and they also the younger people also arrange some football or cricket tournament for their recreation. And there have another fundamental significant things in my neighborhood, basically because my neighborhood are located in Kustia, and Kustia is very famous for one types of song. We called it Lalan Giti. So when sometimes my neighborhood, my community are arrange a event for this type of song, and they mainly arrange it at night. And when they arrange it, it is too much. It is too through through was recreation for everyone.
Yes, it is also entertaining, and the way you were saying it, like especially as the Eid is nearing when we are recording this video, so especially each time when all the people who are living outside the neighborhood they come back for holiday, right? So
Yes,
the recreation or the say a function which is arranged, it becomes much more grand when everyone is
yes.
home. It's a nice time. Okay, so now let's talk about. Does your community have meetings? As you have said that the old people are there for judgment or any kind of what
Yes,
is this?
sir. They are doing their meeting often, because if there are need any types of change of their policies, like the new problem is come, then they are doing one meeting and they can take some decision for the recent problem. And also they are making others they are making and conduct some meetings for any type of, for making any type of solution of any another problems, like someone need to arrange the big party for their marriage, or someone want to give marriage of their child, then the old people are conduct one meeting for solution these types of problems.
Okay, and regular meeting is also necessary for the welfare of the whole neighborhood. Okay, the next is, would you like to raise your children in a community like yours?
Uh, yes, I strongly want to raise my child in a community, because as per my experience, and also I am raised in a community. I know very well people cannot live without a community, because we are human being. Every human being needs support needs support of others. So that's why if anyone are raised in a literate uh, community, and others all in a significant community, then he learned many things, and it is also important for his future life, and it's also take a significant system in his life. So that's why I want to raise my children in a good community.
That's interesting insight. Now let's have a food for thought. Tell me, what do you think is the most important thing about your community?
um, so sir, I think the most important thing of my community is the communication, because my community communication system is so good. When someone falling in any problem, then others people come to help him, and they can get a good, they can maintain a good communication between them, because my community is not too big. That's why they can maintain it perfectly, and I think this is the main in system and developed system in my community.
All right, that's really great to hear. So finally, I would like to ask you, does your community welcome strangers or are they afraid of them?
Um, so, sir, this is a confusing question, because if I answer anything, it's also indicate the negative and positive both sides. But my communities are not afraid to strangers, but they are maintaining some criteria, like the strangers, the time when the strangers come, or the body languages of the stranger. And despite all things, my community are cordial to others people. When any guest comes in my community, uh, they take them, either he is known or unknown.
Okay, that's interesting. Finally, I would like to ask you, like cooperation and being helpful is the trait that makes a good neighborhood. So, have you helped your neighbor, or are you helpful towards your neighbors?
Yes, sir. I try to give my best to my neighbor, because I get many things from my neighbor. In my childhood, they are helped me a lot, and nowadays I get something for helping them. I help there in different ways. Sometimes I give them emotional support when they're falling in a problem or another anything. I also give references for educated unemployed people in my community. or my neighbor who are not getting their job after completing their degrees. And also, I am living the near to Dhaka. That's why when any of my neighbor come in Dhaka for their works, they stay in my house and they get comfort here. So this by following this way, I try to help my community. I also give some donation in the charity which is exist in my neighborhood in my community, and this type of things actually I follow for following my neighbor.
Wonderful. It's really nice to hear you say this elaborately. Especially love to hear the concept that you thought for the neighbors. And yes, it feels like I'm getting back to the older neighborhoods where people used to help each other. So it's really nice to know that you have such good, what did they say, mindset. Thank you so much for having this discussion with me. It was really nice talking to you, and I would love to say that yes, you're improving day by day. I can see a significant change in your speech. You're becoming more confident, and of course, you're trying your level best to overcome the issues that you're facing, right? The
Yes.
frequent issues.